taking a look at the Grizzly BB and pellet rifle. It's a one pump, ultimately another daisy toy. I got a few different things to say about this one. Let's get started on that, shall we? So, the Grizzly single pump air rifle includes a 4x15 airgun scope. I'll get to that in a second. Rated at 350 feet per second, although I doubt it. Single pump, don't pump it twice because you'll blow the chamber. It's not like the daisies when I was a kid. I had one, I remember we got that thing up to like 24 pumps. It went right through the plywood. Dual ammo, you can use BBs and pellets. Fantastic. Warning for ages 10 or older. Although, I'm pretty sure Uncle Walter taught me to shoot when I was like 8. Let's talk about this, okay? It's pretty light for a rifle. Far too light, in my opinion, to, I don't know, have the right feel. But it's great for kids, and when you think about it, BB rifles aren't really for adults. They're for kids, and, you know, like entry level. If you've never shot a gun before in your life, well, start with a BB rifle or a BB gun so you don't hurt yourself or somebody else. I mean, like, really, get a clue, right? So, as an entry-level training device, this isn't so bad. It's cute with the camo print and all that on there. But a scope on a BB rifle is, in my opinion, worse than pointless. If you're going to be doing any kind of training, you know, you're teaching yourself how to use a rifle because you don't want to blow holes in the side of the barn, you're starting to worry about this whole SHTF situation, whatever your excuse is, then, you know, one of the most important things to learn to use on the rifle is the original sights. So before my kids get to mess with this at all, and before I do any real serious playing with it, I'm going to take this scope off. Total waste of time. Otherwise, it's easy enough to load, although I did find when I put a pellet in, just kind of as a, maybe the Grizzly company should consider this, I had it slip and fall back into the BB storage chamber, and at that point it became a massive pain in the butt to get that pellet back out of there. So I am now just using BBs in it because, well, they're cheaper anyway, and you can reuse BBs. Pellets are kind of a one-time thing. It's got a really easy action on the pump, so it's not at all a challenge for even a 10-year-old to be able to deal with. The safety is nice and solid. There's no way with the safety on that you're going to get an accidental misfire. I like that. It's got a pretty decent shot on it. It's a fairly accurate, you know, BB rifle. So, as far as that goes, I would probably recommend this. This is the second cheapest rifle that we had available at the local hardware store, and all in all, I feel it's worth the money. It's going to be very effective helping teach my kids about proper rifle usage, because let's face it, any gun ultimately is as simple as point and click. It's about whether or not you know how to use it properly, when to use it properly, and, you know, the things to look for in your environment. So it's really more about mental awareness than it is about gun control. If a gun is pointed in the right direction, it's fairly controlled. Just my opinion. Well, that's enough of taking a look at it down here in my basement. Let's take it outside, have a little fun shooting up some cardboard traps, and maybe even startling the rat in my compost. Okay, so we're taking a look at that Grizzly pellet rifle now. I've gotten the scope off of it, which, like I said earlier, I think is just absolutely pointless. I mean, a scope on a BB rifle. You're not going to be far enough away to need magnification, and if you can't see it clearly from that distance, should you even have a firearm of any kind in your hands? That's all I'm saying. If you can't see 40 feet, you can't see 50 feet, you should not be using a rifle in the first place. So, the Grizzly without the scope because it's pointless. This is nice and easy to load once you fill the BB chamber, and the BB chamber is nice and easy to find and fill too. Slide it down, open it up. As you can see, it's full of BBs. Close it up again. It's a single pump rifle, so one of those and you're good. Load a BB in the side there. Double check, make sure you've got something in it. One thing I like about the traditional sights on this one is that it actually has the red dot in the middle, which is still kind of cheating in my opinion, but it's better than using a scope. Pumping it always helps. I find this one has a reasonable amount of power with the single pump, and can definitely move some of the larger targets I have. Haven't had an opportunity to test it on rodents or anything yet, and I don't imagine he's going to come out now while I'm plunking away at the compost pile, but this might at least daze him. Or her, I shouldn't be sexist. What's my overall opinion on this one? It's nice, it's lightweight, it's easy to load, it's easy to fire. If you want something you can set your 10, 12, 14-year-old up with, that they can shoot in a proper place, I don't think they really need to be supervised. They're not going to need assistance. The pump is pretty easy. Loading it is pretty easy. Firing it is point and click, just like any other gun. This was about $80, $90 for this one, I think. If you can find it at a comparable price, I'd say go ahead and get it. It's, you know, still not anything you're going to go hunting with, but when it comes to just taking a few shots in the backyard, denting some pop cans, you know, this is a good option. This is definitely going to work with the BB trap that I'm going to set up later on. There you have it, the Grizzly by Daisy. Pretty reasonable entry-level option. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.